trouble in the deep hue of the night. I can't tell anymore what's wrong from what is right. Trouble, heart of darkness in a smile. Everything I love is on trial. Yeah, there's trouble in the corner of a smile. Yeah, there's trouble more than once and a while. Thank you. Thank you.
I pretty much always knew I wanted to be in music. There were a few minor deviations, but I can recall, or at this point in my life, I remember the memory of pulling myself up the leg of the organ and turning it on, and then I could figure out. I started playing. I just started playing, fooling around with it. So from a very early age, plus it was always in the home. So my mother studied opera, my dad played Dixieland clarinet, she played Stravinsky, he played Ella, and I got the best of both worlds there. Lots of other classical music, and of course in high school I rocked out. But the music, my life is unthinkable without music. So it's pretty much on all the time. I'm still searching for the off switch. It's pretty much on in there, so be it. It's better than living with a headache.
Just what seems to be the hate. 'Cause if you just don't want me this time around, yeah, I'll be glad to go back to spirit life. I'll even take a longer rest before we come on down the chute again. Man, I sure remember.
From time to time I've wondered what I would be doing if I wasn't in music. It's a hard question. I got into teaching. I have a lot of respect for teaching, having done it for many years. It's a lot of work. I try to do it well. I was lucky to have really great teachers. So, but that's still too connected to music. I think honestly, I would be involved in some sort of diplomacy, not necessarily on a national or international level. I don't really mean it that way as much as I like bringing opposing views to a common meeting ground.
They got pills for thrills and spills and even chills, but I think you're just a little too late. So I'm coming down into this world, Daddy, regardless of love and hate. And I'm gonna sit up. It's the end of the long and gray. Shadows hanging in the sky all day. Gotta be the end of the long cold gray. Faces coming out, be in the morning out of the gray. People that I don't know. People wherever I go. Looking and changing and pushing and tugging and shoving and mixing me up.
Can't find the sunshine, I can't find the light. I don't know what's up or down or in or out or left or right or east or west or whatever. I need summertime where the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your mama's a looker. Hush, baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings you're gonna wake up a singing. You're gonna spread your wings and take off to the sky. Till that day, there ain't nothing ever gonna harm you. Daddy and Mommy are standing by. It's all the time and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, baby, and the cotton is high. Daddy is rich, your mama looks good, your sister's got clothes, they go to any neighborhood. Well, dig it, baby, don't you ever cry. It's summertime and the living is easy. Everything is easy. Make it easy. Make it easy, baby. Make it easy. Make it easy, baby. Everything comes and goes, so just forget your cares and woes. 'Cause it's time to kick back and just let it roll. So many stories I've, musical moments that have been just wonderful. I remember going down to Chicago, the Jazz Showcase. Saw Sonny Chris. We sat in the front row, and he knew we were a bunch of knuckleheads, and especially, he must have seen something in my eyes. So anyway, he got to the solo part, and he stuck the bill of his sax right in my face and blew this long solo and tore my brain to shreds, so that was a wonderful moment. So no matter what they say, take it easy, baby. Come on, have a good time. I consider myself very fortunate to have had a lot of experiences in a short amount of time on this planet. I got to travel a lot when I was young. I grew up in 4 different countries, and then I started touring and going all over the place. But still to this day, some of my favorite moments seeing Duke Ellington in concert with Summerfest. It was many years ago, and I'm standing on the corner of the stage, wide-eyed and goofy looking, and he was playing, and then he took a moment and he was directing the band, and then he turned around and saw me and bent over and gave me this big smile, and I'm sure that he knew that I was a goner, probably a lifer, one of these young jazz nuts, and he just kind of understood.
Drink up, baby, stay up all night. The things you could do, you won't, but you might. The potential you'll be that you'll never see. People you've been before that you don't want around anymore. They push and shove their world into your will. I'll keep them still.
The thing that I think people don't know about me that I don't want them to know is that I care much more than I come off or appear to be. And I think that has a lot to do with moving around so much when I was growing up. People who move around a lot have a tendency to distance themselves from others. They come off as distant, they're hard to know. I did a lot of reading about this because I thought I was turning into a weirdo, which I am, but one that I didn't want to be. So I wanted to make sure I was somewhere in the ballpark of, at least I had company. I have a long-standing interest in film noir, certain books from that genre. I really like Raymond Chandler. It's interesting. Some of the bookstores in New York apparently still have to keep Raymond Chandler behind the counter because if they put it out, people steal it. So, I'm good for you, Ray. It's still going on. There's just something about that film. It's that kind of filming. It's the shadows, because they weren't in color, and so the shadows are so interesting. The grays, the whites, the grades. Some of the banter is also quite clever. We don't really talk like that anymore. So it's just an interesting time. I feel an affinity with it for whatever reason. So I like that style. I like that time period. Some of those Robert Mitchum movies are very interesting. So I'm seeing it in my head in all of a jumble, but that's fine. those things have had a certain influence on music that I like. Okay, there was a long time in film history when just before something bad was going to happen, an alto sax would wail in the background, which just doesn't do jazz much good. It's already a four-letter word, but not that long ago, I wrote a song that's dedicated to Raymond Chandler. That is my sort of thank you.
Drink up one more